Welcome to the weather forecast for the week beginning Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. Welcome to a new year. I'm Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth for Longmont Public Media. The first quarter moon is coming back into evening sky when you take a walk. It'll be Sunday, January 9th, rising at around noon and setting the next day. Drought, well, obviously the drought has been tremendously bad along I-25. We got the fires down in Superior and around Broomfield. It was just absolutely horrible, and that is the red area here. That's an extreme drought condition. There's only one step worse than that, and that's exceptional drought. So just about as bad as it gets, and that was about as bad as it gets. But the good news is, if you take a look at from previous week to this week, the mountains have seen a huge amount of drought relief. Things are worse through Denver and like that, but hopefully with the last snow and the snow that's coming in, I'm going to be talking about in a second, we'll start to turn this around as well. Nationally, we have good news in the west also. Taking a look, a lot less drought out there because system after system is coming in. Lots of heavy mountain snow, lots of lowland rain. Take a look at the snow that's coming in. So we're statewide 76% of normal, and that's with the Eastern Plains getting nothing December 16th. You can see the black thick line here is our trend, and it was about as low as it goes over the last 5 years. The average is this, our median is the big thick red line. The light red line is the average. Going to a week later, you can see we shot all the way up to normal, and then this week we're at 120% normal with some little bit of snow, 6 inches, 8 inches here and there across the plains, and we are now above normal. So how quickly things can go. So that is a very encouraging direction. Taking a look at the melted precipitation, we see a ½ inch to an inch from Fort Collins down to almost Denver, down to the foothills around Denver. Denver a little less, ½ inch to ½ inch. Some real serious bullseye of water up there in the mountains. The forecast map and Wednesday morning has the snow beginning to nose its way down. This is really a jet-driven system with a cold front pushing down an upslope over it, bringing moisture from the plains up overhead. So that's kind of heavy snow moving in. For convection and severe weather, nothing forecasted at all on Wednesday. Thursday, a chance of thunderstorms in the Outer Banks, and then down in the Florida Panhandle, chance of thunderstorms on Friday. Really, this is not going to see thunder snow this time, it looks like. So the pattern bringing this all about is this huge trough. And normally we expect a big trough to be digging down over us, kind of looking more like this, but over Colorado, Wyoming. And we barely see it. There's a bit of a wiggle there, but we've got this cold air advecting in aloft and a cold front coming down, which brings easterly winds, and the combination's right. Temperatures are going way down with this thing. So Thursday morning, we are still snowing. It's going to start snowing Wednesday about 1 and pick up in the evening, taper off a little intensity around 3 a.m., but snow showers are possible pretty much through late morning until it breaks up. The GFS has a pretty solid grasp on Wednesday into Thursday precipitation here, and another little system that's not in as much agreement with itself for Saturday night, Sunday. Now look at that temperature drop. Our normals are going from 43 to 44. Our normal low is bottoming out at 18, and we go way below, even the high temperature below normal for Wednesday into Thursday. So be very aware that Thursday is just going to be crazy cold, and wind chills will be bad if the air is moving at all, and it will be. So Friday noon, we're out of it. With a big ridge in the west, there's a trough digging into the west coast, and that's bringing some more rain and mountain snows out there. All good news as long as they don't flood. Let's put this in motion. So you can see a pinch in the jet stream that caused our Wednesday, Thursday storm. It kind of becomes something more out on the East Coast. Ridge is back. Here's our trough sweeping through Saturday night into Sunday, which looks more like the trough we expect, but looks like less of a storm. Big ridge blossoming out in the west again for Monday the 11th. And there's a little cutoff low feature trying to creep its way through, and then things get kind of messy later next week. But overall, ridging occurring to our west with north flow aloft that'll keep us cool. So let's take a look at this cold front coming down. It backed up a few days. You can see it spilling down and then blasting right down the plains. Let's see if I can pause. Nope, I can't pause. So you can see it can't get over the mountains. It's very shallow, very dense, cold air. And then it gets carried off by the trough to freeze everybody on the East Coast. Here's our weekend blast of cold. Not quite as cold, and it kind of shoots out and leaves pretty quickly, and replaced with warm air. We got cold over the snowpack in the northwest U.S., and we kind of warm up after that. So here comes the storm, sliding along with a pinch in the jet stream, and through Thursday noon, there's some snow falling in northeastern Colorado. It leaves. Here comes our Saturday system. It's pretty starved of moisture. The mountains get some snow. There's a little bit off on the plains, so you might see something Sunday morning, and then away it goes. And after that, it's high pressure, except for that cutoff coming up through the trough in the southwest. You can see the mountains of Flagstaff, Mulligan Rim, places like that will get some snow. So over the next 3 days, we have very significant amount of water hitting the northern Rockies and northern mountains. Southern part of the state really does get skipped in this. We get around Longmont down to Broomfield. It's in the quarter-inch, half-inch area. Add the full next 10 days, and Southwest gets into the act. A little more snow or rain up here. Looking at the next 3 days, the GFS has been pretty consistent with a pretty significant event. So Boulder is getting down to 10-inch area, foot area or more. We see Fort Collins seeing 10-inch snow amounts in between 6 to 8. Right along the urban corridor here, it goes very quickly from, looks like 3 to around the airport, all the way up to 10 Fort Collins. So quite a gradient, and if you go towards the mountains, it's, oh goodness. Yeah. Now looking at the this is fighting me. So that was the previous forecast. Just forget, I've been looking at so many models and so much data recently. Later in the evening, the forecast actually backed off significantly, with the airport getting less than an inch, Fort Collins getting about 5, and the latest model I've seen has gone back to looking very much like this. Maybe a little less right along I-25, shave a couple inches off, but it's been vacillating back and forth. The Weather 5280 forecasters make a hand-drawn snow map for forecast for bigger events. And they have 2 to 5 around the airport, southeast Denver, 3 to 7 around Boulder, northeast Denver, and up, heavier stuff up in the mountains. And it is kind of looking like, I'd say around Broomfield to Longmont, I would go a little higher. 4 to 6 is very likely. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If I actually work up in Loveland, and that could add about 2 more inches to that. From Loveland to Fort Collins, schools might need to take a day off to allow everybody to be safe. Part of that is the cold. We're going to have highs in the teens, and icing and travel problems will be pretty rough. Okay, for the next 10 days on the GFS, it really whallops us with 10, 12 inches up here, because we maybe get a little additional stuff with that next storm. So I'm going for a high 30. So far it doesn't look like it made it. Maybe got to 28 and it's dropping. I'm recording this on Wednesday morning. Just just to have the most up-to-the-minute data that I could. So we plummet to the single digits tonight. We stay in the 20s. It's looking colder than that now, actually. Probably should have updated that graphic. It may only be in the teens or low 20s. We don't vary much from that with the nighttime temperatures as the system pulls out. Go back to right below 50 on the weekend until that next front comes in for Sunday, and we drop into the 30s. Our precipitation chances are more Saturday night, early Sunday morning, and then we're probably Sunday is a sunny Sunday as the system pulls out, and we see return to 50s and fair conditions beyond that. So for frequent weather updates, and I will keep on this as the afternoon goes, putting updates at Longmont Leader, longmontleader.com. This has been Chief Meteorologist John Ensworth. Stay safe and warm out there. Keep looking up.